So here we have our original bays that were built behind the toilet block. They're originally like 1 pallet wide. You can see this one here. This one has been left because I couldn't get it out. And what happened was we had a series of bays going right along here and along the front of the old committee hut here. And these were all the traditional kind of pallet bay, like 1, 1, 1. And what would happen was we'd build them and they'd fill up within literally a couple of days. So we'd have another one, another one, another one, so on it went on. And I think in the end we had about 8 going along here. So we had 4 here with a gap going in the back, and then there's another like 4 squeezed in here. What I ended up doing was just pulling the pallets out. Once they'd all filled up, cover them over, pulled out all the pallets I could, and then they went round to build big bays that we're using just now. One of our pot holders deleted all this tarp, which is getting a bit weather worn now. That'll have to go in the bin, and we've just kind of left it. And it's been literally 2 years, so we've just not had time to deal with it. Folk have been coming down and getting some of the compost. It's had 2 years worth of rotten, so it's pretty good looking stuff. But as you can see, because we're quite open what goes in, there's a lot of stuff, and you can see here all the leavings. So I've got bits of plastic, roots and stuff obviously, and the twigs, and see, it's with the plastic. Some of this will go in the bin. This looks like a bit of an old terracotta pot, and some, yep, weed control fabric. Always find weed control fabric. So turn off right now. So that's our original bays there, and they were all filled. And I do have pictures, which I'll include in the video. This is where we put our new bays in, and this was the first one we built here. And you can see all the pallets. These pallets were originally the single bays around the corner, and I just pulled them out and I sort of nailed them together with little bits of extra wood, and this one just started to get filled up. If I lift it so this has been, it's not been turned as much as I would have liked, because it's just been simply time. This one was all piled up literally to the top, just for space, and as it would fill up at the front, these are bits, the access would get filled up. I would just basically fork it towards the back and just keep it up, keep heating it up until it would reach the top, and then just slowly just keep heating it up until we got to the front here. Get my camera focused. And then once that was done, put some slats over the front like this. These slats were originally over the bay here, and then we had another bay got built in the back here. Can't see it so much because there's a lot of like some extra wood here for building some more bays. This has been sitting for about a year, and apart from a few bits of weed control fabric, that's a fibre for weed control fabric, so I wish it's looking pretty good. It's quite rough, because we're quite open when we go in. There's been a lot of roots and things coming into here. But this is the whole point of having the sifter, was to sift it and to get all this stuff out. So I'll show you where it ends up after this. So after the first 2 bays got filled, we built number 3, which is not as sturdy as the other ones because it was just a lack of material and stuff. I'll go in a bit closer. You can kind of see it's a mixture of things. Everyone just gets heaped in, and again heaped towards the back, and we just keep heaping it up, and eventually that wood that you saw that was around the corner, that'll go across the front here, just to kind of like keep it all in and secure it. And we'll put the black tarp over the top. As you can see, beyond the glare of the sun, you can see what's happening with these particular bays. So I had some of these sort of Euro pallets, sort of traditional ones you make your compost bays out of for the bottom. But because I couldn't really source enough of them, but I wanted to make the heap higher because we just literally needed the space, I managed to get somebody donated some frames, some wooden kind of frames, so they've gone on the top, and then I've just sort of basically covered it over with these sort of, well, bits of pallets, off old pallets that weren't sort of standard size, and there's some different ones each side, and across the top we have the plasterboard pallet, which we use a lot of. All this is just, everybody can just add whatever they want to this. This is all the stuff that I've been sifting out of the compost, and of course there's a few bits you miss. Pull that right now, put that in the bin. But you can see there's bits of roots, leaves, all this kind of stuff. It's not a problem as such, but when you take it out, it does make it look a lot better. You can see all this stuff here, all these twigs. This will all get covered in. That'll all eventually rot down, but just needs a bit longer. And so this is the finished product. So it all goes in here, and if I can get it to focus, you can see the difference. I mean, it's just so lovely. It's just so beautiful and crumbly. This is the year-old compost that I've been taking out of when the big. This is a year-old compost. I'm taking it out when the big heaps, simply because I need to get it emptied to make space for next year. So see all this, and I've just literally piled this up. This has been through the compost sifter that we got with the grant money. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. There might be a tiny little bit of microplastic in it, and if you can spot that, you just pick it up with your hand. But all the larger stuff's all come out. All the bigger twigs and things are out, which little bits may have fallen through the sieve. And it's just beautiful, and it looks really, really nice. One of the other things we've been doing is, these are actually bags of leaves from my work. We have a yard at work, and the leaves blow in, and they accumulate, and there's rubbish and litter and all this stuff in here. All these leaves will eventually, and got some more here from Agnes, who's been collecting them off the road and stuff. All these leaves will eventually go into a proper leaf mould bin. We can get one built, and again, once that stuff's finished, it'll go through the sifter. It just helps us get all the stuff out that's like all the litter and all the bits and twigs and stuff, getting a nice kind of fine kind of product that's good, looks good, nice to use. Last but not least, this is a couple of old builder's bags, and we've gone out and just collecting some of the leaves off the pavements around about the site, and then physically dragging them in. I'm getting a bit too heavy to move now because I sat for a few days getting rained on, but you can kind of see what's this? Oh, toxic waste, apple flavour, sweetie wrapper. So this is the nature of life in the big city. You know, lovely leaves, but litter inevitable. So all that will eventually get barrowed down, put in the leaf mould bin, composted down, take a couple of years, and then again it'll go through the sifter, and then we'll get distributed.